There.
Back once again, remaining consistent
Yes, sir.
as we always do. I am the Brown Steve Jobs mixed with Steve Austin, Ozymandias, joined here by the Gostoso from the Lost Borough, Clown Prince, and all the way
What
from
up? What up?
East Orange, New Jersey,
Ah, nice.
senior DC correspondent, Zoom. And you are chilling with villains.
What's his other one?
What's up?
Doesn't he work like TD Bank now too?
Oh, I gotta figure that out. I need to find like.
He got fired.
No, he didn't get fired. I just need to go back to the drawing board to see if I want to call him CFO, COO.
Oh,
But yeah, guys, welcome to episode 32, which isn't that Shaq's number when he was on the Lakers?
Nah, Shaq was 34.
Oh yeah, he was 34. So in 2 episodes from now, we're gonna have a Shaq podcast, the whole thing, just about Shaq.
Shaq's gonna be on it.
What he said?
He's going through. I said Shaq's gonna be on the podcast.
Oh yeah.
Facts. Hey, what's up, everyone?
See, I wasn't even gonna do it.
Hey, Chuck. I'm gonna fuck you up, Chuck.
But yeah, guys,
Chuck.
we are here to talk about The Mandalorian episode 4, Watchmen episode 7, and anything else that came up during the week. We'll get to that later, but first off, let's start off with The Mandalorian.
Yeah, we usually do Watchmen first, but since this episode of Watchmen is very, very good and very, very detailed, we're gonna save the best for last. So yeah, with The Mandalorian, good episode. All right, so now on to Watchmen. Man, what an episode!
But
I play.
Yo, The Mandalorian it's strange.
Shout out to Bryce Dallas Howard directing that episode.
Wow, that was out of nowhere. Shout out to you, Bryce Dallas Howard.
Right. Like
Shawty
Shawty called up John Favreau, was like, hey, yo. He's like, what up? He's like, yo, you gonna let me direct? I bet.
I'm pretty sure that's how the conversation went. Yo, I'm not doing nothing.
You not doing nothing.
Exactly.
About we get along and do nothing together. But I didn't know she directed like that, to be honest. She hasn't directed many things, actually. Like, she's only been credited directing 8 different things, and this is one of them. So good for her.
See, the thing about people, I guess, kind of underestimate actors. A lot of actors are out there that they are actually really good at being behind the camera as well. So
yeah, dude, you know what it is? Because like, I wouldn't say in order to be an actor, like you need to have some sort of skills behind the camera, but you kind of do. You know, if you're gonna be on camera, you have to know how to work the camera you're being on, and you have to see things from a director's perspective, because the director's the one that's their vision, and you have to play the role they're envisioning. So
yeah, for sure.
you kind of have to be in their footsteps to play that certain role. And I thought it was a great episode. Just because, touching on the fact that we finally got more people involved, we finally have civilization. It's not just him and Baby Yoda
in the desert just chilling, or in space.
But dude, I don't know, man. Every Baby Yoda scene just gets cuter and cuter. Like, I don't know what to do.
Yo.
It's just it's so adorable. I can't even front.
Listen,
it's so adorable.
I heard on Twitter that Groot Hive is extremely upset.
Oh God. Oh,
do people actually think that Baby Groot is cuter than Baby Yoda?
Is that a hot take?
That's the next podcast right there.
Nah. But
Shots
because it's
fired.
not a contest. It's not a contest. It's not a conversation. Baby Yoda is cuter than Baby Groot.
Damn.
No
All right.
contest.
No
I'm gonna make
comp.
that.
No comp.
I'm gonna make that a post tomorrow. See what people got to say about it.
I've been
Yo,
seeing that post like
yo,
20 times over.
watch James Gunn, and like the rest of Disney's gonna be like, nah. Well, I mean, they're both Disney, but James Gunn's gonna be like, nah. We gotta make Baby Groot like the cutest. We gotta do something extra special in this next Guardians of the Galaxy. But nah, yeah, like this Baby Yoda and Baby Yoda's stronger than him too.
OD.
Oh, like of course, yeah, like that.
Of
And he's
course, right?
and he's only 50. He's only 50, guys. He's only 50 years old.
Old in his race years.
Right.
Like,
But
wow. This like and the thing about the episode what I wanted to mention was that Zoom said this off mic was that like they're not like, "Oh my gosh, amazing." Like super like jaw-dropping episodes. Yeah, it's very aesthetically pleasing because it has a Star Wars like stamp
Right.
like look like
And
the new age look
and
to it.
and the money.
And the money, yeah, you have the budget like for it to look nice and sound nice because it has a great score, all that stuff. Everything great going for it. It's just, I guess, the show and parts of the writing, parts of the screenplay, kind of help us enjoy the show because things are being kind of cliche as far as like they're playing it kind of safe,
Yeah.
to say the least, at least.
That's probably like the best way to put it. I feel like it's just
Yeah.
they're playing it very safe and very like okay, we know what's gonna happen.
And like I'm starting to see an escalation, I guess, in the action aspect because unless I'm wrong, the first 3 episodes of the series rated PG, and now this is the first PG-13 episode. So maybe not that it's gonna go full on rated R Star Wars like we all wish and would hope for, but it'll be a bit more grittier, I'm assuming, because we'll be touching on the Mando's backstory and all that, which I'm sure is pretty deep and shrouded in some sort of death. So
yeah,
I look, the show's fine. Like it's great. Like it is what it is.
Well, we kind of got to look, when he's a kid, like
Yeah.
the flashbacks
Mhm.
that he has whenever that woman's making his armor.
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's what I wanted to touch on because this episode was the first. I don't want to say the first, but I'll say it like this. So it was all about adolescence to me in this episode because he kept saying, like this is the place for him for Baby Yoda because he was happy. He was a kid, he was playing, and that's how it should be. And although we don't really know his backstory yet, well, we kind of do. He said, "Oh, I wasn't much older than them when I got taken in by the Mandalorians," and I highly doubt the Mandalorians were playing around. So I think with that, and also the fact that you saw he really wanted to stay there, and the lady that he was speaking with, that he sort of had a romantic
Vibe.
Tension.
vibe
Yeah.
with,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Like she was like, you can stay here too, and you can be a kid here too. So that's why I thought this episode was really
Where
revolved
she was trying
around.
to smash.
and
She's like,
Damn.
"Yo, when's the last time you took that helmet off, my
he
guy?"
he curved her. He's like, "Nah, this is the way."
Word.
Word.
This is the way.
Or that's why he was like, "Yo, I gotta get out of here. This bitch doesn't know the way, yo. She don't know the
Word.
way."
But yeah, and the funny thing is, like, when was the last time you took your helmet off? And then we see him take his helmet off. Obviously, it didn't show his face, but I think that's also teasing. Obviously, we're gonna see Pedro Pascal in the Mandalorian uniform. He's too big of an actor for us not to see it, and I'm sure some twist will come along.
Yeah, I had a question about that scene too.
Sure.
So right when he took it off, he's like staring at all the kids and the mom. Like, I don't know. Like, what if they just like
It's one of them
how
just
did he
looked
know that
over.
they weren't gonna look
It's like, hey,
look at the window?
oh shit, you
Like,
took your helmet off.
hey, like, what would
I think look, that's a very plausible and
Nah,
justified nitpick.
I'm sure he has another like protective like guard, like some type of like mask
I
underneath it.
don't
I
think
don't know.
so because they would have just showed it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. There's no
But I think
there isn't
like
anything.
we all know it's Prince Oberyn under there. Like we know. But the thing is that I think there is we're seeing character development so subtle because I guess we're used to the cliche like gunslinger stuff that he says and all that, but I'm seeing some growth in his character in terms of kind of straying away from the ways of the guild. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because like the conversation that they had right there, and then he takes his helmet off right there in front of people. I feel like
Yeah,
eventually we're gonna
it,
see his detachment from that to just, I guess, being the bounty hunter that now raises Yoda. Not Yoda, but you know.
Right. We know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, shout out Gina Carino, who played Cara Dunn, who was the other badass with him, protecting that
she kind of
civilization.
she kind of looked like
She was in Deadpool, just so you know.
okay, that's
Yeah, I'm
exactly what I was
surprised
gonna
she didn't
say.
do a superhero landing.
Yeah, she was in Deadpool and she was in Fast and Furious 6. Um, yeah, she always anywhere she goes, she just plays a badass. So
Typecasting.
right, and but she, do you guys think we'll see her again?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah. I think that again, none of these things that happen are just throwaways. Like it serves some sort of purpose to the plot. So I definitely expect for a superhero landing girl to definitely come back through to help this
right.
guy out.
Yeah, and like they wouldn't cast such a. I would say she's pretty well known.
Yeah,
They wouldn't
I'm
cast her for
sure there's
just
a
an
fan base.
episode,
Yeah, for sure. She does. She used to do MMA.
right? Yeah, and shout out. I wish I could shout out all the newer actors as well that were in it. So shout out to y'all. I won't name y'all individually, but there y'all go. There y'all go with
You
y'all
know who
shout
you
out.
are.
You know who you know listening to us right now who you are,
With the eyes.
but and the ears and whatever. But yeah, what was I gonna mention? Oh, I just like to the old trilogy, like the OG trilogy, some of the callbacks as well with the what was that droid called? The very large droid?
Well, the ATST.
Right. So I'm pretty sure we saw that. I don't know if it was
That was in
was it
Empire
one
Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I love the little plan they devised together, and how they had to train the civilization to protect
Fam, I'm
themselves.
glad that there were little drops of how much time they spent there because I'm like, no way they trained
They
in an
traded them in a
afternoon.
night. It's like, oh, y'all are good to go.
So I'm
Yo,
glad that
you
got
guys are
cleared up.
just as good as us.
Right. But nah, but then Shawty, his love interest, I guess I have to shout her out just because she was his love interest. Julia Jones, who played Omera.
Shout
Um,
out to Julia Jones.
Yo, she had a shot.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. She was the only one. Like, they were like, "Who here knows how to shoot?" And she was like, raised her hand. Was like,
She was like
yeah,
she was like
she was dope with it.
I used to bust shots.
Oh God!
Oh,
But
brother.
right, yeah, you should do it to yourself, man. I know you got the soundboard.
I
and
did
shit.
just now. I did just
All
now.
right, no doubt.
But yo, it's great, man. Just keep them coming. I'll see y'all
Yeah,
next week.
I just, I just wanted to point out one more thing before we ended it on the Mandalorian. Just the opening scene, I thought was really amazing. Like with those savages, coming in and taking over, and her
Yeah.
having to hide her daughter underneath in the water. I thought it was it was just a dope scene to see. It kind of made you really feel for them,
Yeah,
and it really opened up the rest of the episode for us.
yeah. I like that. It was a really cool shift in tone. Like I'm like, all right,
And
they're going with the dark shit, literally, because kind of dark of an episode, and yeah,
show's the first PG-13 episode, right?
yeah, of the series. I mean, I'm all here for it. Star Wars has never been lacking in the action department, so
Right.
I'm all here for it.
And just know if you and someone else are fighting, Baby Yoda will sip on his tea and watch out because he knows he can wash both of you at the same time.
Yo, he sipped this tea like yo, I don't want to have to do this whole.
Where another scene I loved was all the kids were like, they were being hidden while they were about to attack. I felt like he would have been like, "Yo, just let me out. I got this. Y'all bugging right now. Like, yo, how many out there? Yo, word? Say less. I got y'all. That's nothing.
Nah, but tell me I wasn't worried when the dude had the crosshairs on Yoda, on Baby Yoda. Like I was like, oh,
Nah,
he about to
I
buck him
wasn't.
right there.
I wasn't. Just because I know he has so much to do with the storyline. They are not gonna kill him off in chapter 4. Fuck that.
make you unsubscribe real quick.
That's all I'm saying. But
But
yeah,
yeah,
shout out Bryce Dallas Howard. Shout out John Favreau. Gina Carano, however you pronounce your last name.
shout out to you.
Shout out to you. Shout out Baby Yoda always.
And we're gonna come back with a senior DC correspondent official breakdown of Watchmen episode 7.
Do me a favor, please.
Yeah.
Go to commercial.
That was commercial break. Mark, you about to just ring these shots off.
Yeah, that man stood quiet for the Mandalorian. He's like, I'm done talking. When we starting Watchmen?
When we're gonna talk about the real show.
Ooh, this shit got a 9.4 on IMDb.
The ratings just keep getting higher. Like
Nah, dude, like I said last week, the more people are watching, they're like, yo, no funny. This show is dope.
Yep.
Oh, Dr. Manhattan.
all right, hold on. Just give me a couple seconds.
Yeah, I don't know why. I feel like there's like an echo, or like and like a delay. I feel like I hear other people's voices, like after they say it. Like there's an echo.
Yeah. You hear
Strange.
reverb.
Yeah, not anymore though. I did.
Oh, okay. No, because I was hearing that too.
Okay.
All right. This was a bombshell of a fucking episode, dude.
Are we live?
No. I'm about to announce it right now.
Oh.
Wait, the junior, where you at?
I'm here. What's
Oh,
up?
okay, all right. All right. And 3, 2, 1. Welcome back. Zoom, please walk us through this.
And
This
here
freaking triple double of an episode. God damn.
So
Great visuals.
I-
Great story.
now
Great
I
acting.
tried to like write down my points, just so I can have, just so we can have some talking points, I guess, some high points and stuff of the episode.
Yeah.
Just to give you an idea, I had 12 points. So I usually have like 8, but now I have 12 because that's how crazy of an episode this was.
next week you're gonna have 20.
Yeah, and then a week after that, I might have like 50. So, starting off, right off the bat, you see, the wife of, I don't know her name, the Crawford's wife.
Yeah.
Uh,
I know, yeah.
Jane Crawford.
Yes, Jane Crawford. She's been in on it the whole time, which I kind of suspected just from the funeral. Like right after he died, she just seemed so
Blah about it.
yeah. She seemed very blah. Like it was just like whatever, like which I don't even know. I don't think I said anything about it but I swear to you I did notice that and I was like, that's strange. But I was like, you know what? People deal with it, I guess, in their own way. Maybe she's just putting on like a brave face, you know,
Yeah.
for
Yo,
people. Which
not
I was like, okay. So I kind of gave it the benefit of the doubt, but I should have known.
not
Definitely
for
not.
nothing. Not for nothing. I'm just gonna shout out the cast as a whole, really, because we always talk about, whenever Lady True or whenever Lloyd Blake, whenever they're on scene, they just take the scene away. We could say the same for even though Jane, isn't on screen as much, and the same thing with Senator Joe Keane. Like they are, seemingly the villains, and they're not on screen as much. But every time they're on, you're just interested. You're just like,
Yeah.
what do they have to say? What do they have to do now?
Every
So I just,
character, yeah, exactly. Every character, whenever they talk, it's not like I'm sure it's a habit we all have watching a TV show when a side character, especially if you're watching anime, for anybody who watches anime, when there's a side character plot or dialogue happening, you tend to look away, not really pay attention as much because it's like, whatever, like, come on. None of
yeah,
that exists in this show. I care,
none of it.
like,
Yeah,
I'm
everything
deeply
connects.
exactly, and the script has allowed us to be pretty deeply invested in
Um, I,
these characters.
I think Pirate Jenny, aka Jessica Camacho, should have more scenes. That's just my opinion, and for my own reasons, of course. We could carry on now.
Nah, yeah, she's cool. She's cool. But
So you mean?
yeah. Anyway, so you find out that
She should get her
she's
own solo, honestly.
Yo,
all
come
right,
on,
all
come
right,
on,
all
come on,
right,
come
all
on.
right,
She should get her
all
own
right, all
show.
right. So yeah, you find out that she's part of the whole thing, the whole
Seventh
Cyclops
Cavalry.
movement, Seventh Cavalry movement. Um, only nitpick I had, I don't even call it a nitpick. It's just like I
What the
I
fuck
I
are
don't know.
you doing?
Yeah, like what is she doing? Like not the
Lori.
wife, but
Lori.
Lori. Like she like she just starts pointing the remote and hitting a button towards Lori. Lori's just sitting there like, what are you doing? Like, get up. Like she's obviously trying to do something. Like, I don't know. It just seemed like I don't know. It just seemed
I know
very
what you
like
mean, because a smart agent like that should really be on top of something of that magnitude. Like, oh, she's
yeah.
clicking a bunch of buttons and saying fuck after something doesn't happen when she clicks the button.
Yeah, so obviously she's trying to do something to you. So get up. Like like when I was watching it, I was like, oh, she's gonna get up. And then after the second click, I was like, okay, get up. After the third, I was like, okay, stop playing. Get up.
Get that ass
And then
up.
the fourth one, she finally like kind of like she kind of half falls, and then the next one she falls. It's just like I felt like okay, if you started it off with her half falling and her getting kind of stumbled, and her looking back up at the wife, and then she hits it again, and then she falls. No problem. I have no problem with that. You know,
Right.
like I would have no problem with that at all. Um, but I don't know. That was just like one thing. I was like, whatever. But that was literally the only flaw that I that I saw on this whole episode, and that's like a small minor thing that didn't really take away from anything else. Uh,
Right.
thoughts on that? Or
I think that was
like
an L
what did you think
for
watching it? Were
Lori.
you just like what?
No, it was a jaw dropper, bro. Like by the end of the episode, I was just like, oh,
No,
like
no, no. I'm sorry. I mean, on the on Lori
That scene.
falling, that scene where
that
Lori
I
fell,
was
the
like,
chair when the chair fell.
I
You're like,
thought,
get up, right?
yeah, when like I'm like, wait, you're a CIA, whatever, FBI, whatever, and she like she's
She just
usually
stood there. She just
she's
sat
usually
there.
yeah she's usually gun ho,
Right.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
again that's how you know she completely got put off guard, because I guess
She
she's
did.
so
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's a good point.
exactly, because
She
it's
was
also
so
it's hubris.
flabbergasted. She
Yeah,
was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like she was like she thought that she was like maybe innocent, but like didn't know that she had like uh well, not she didn't think that she was innocent per se, because she I think she was more flabbergasted that she just came right out and said, "Yeah, that's right. You're totally correct. I didn't think you'd figure me out this soon." Like she just came out and said that, and she was like, "Wait, what?"
what? Yeah,
Like
yeah,
like she was
yeah.
like, "So yeah, that's a good point." She was totally like shocked, and then she's like realizing like, okay, she's doing all this mental processing in her head. So I get
Yeah.
it. Okay,
She was like,
I get that. That's a good point. I didn't think about it like that.
she's like, oh, you were so close. That was the plan at first. I was like, oh, word.
No, I think
I
that
was like, this
again.
bitch coming out like that.
I think that
Yeah,
Lori is man. I don't know if I've used this before, but
she's a genius. She really
Lori
is. She's smart as fuck.
Lori is also what I guess if you were to put the audience in the show, it would be Lori, because we're trying to figure everything out, what's going on. So her performance in that part of that scene was pretty meta, because we all were reacting how she was reacting. Wait, what?
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
what?
Yeah.
What's going on? What are you talking about?
Yeah, and it's different for her too because she's like she's taking in a lot of information. Like if there's like
Exactly.
obviously we have to get into this world, so this is really happening in that world. So obviously not for us, but for her. So it's like yo, like she's taking in so much information at that moment where she's like what the hell? Like because she's so like analytical. You can totally see that obviously throughout the entire series. So when you see that, so now thinking about it, yeah, I can totally see that. So it's not even a flaw. There's no flaws in the episode. Perfect. Uh,
I like the scene. It wasn't right after it, but the next scene with Lori, where she's downstairs in what would look like the same place that they had taken Looking Glass, and just her interaction with Senator Keene was just, like I said, she just steals the scene. She's like, "Save your shit. I don't give a fuck." Basically, she's like, you know how many times, and it's just like, it's so true. Watch any superhero movie or TV show, and it's like, I've heard all this crap before. I don't care about your evil plan. Like, I really don't give a shit about it.
But that satire gets flipped on its ass twice, because
Yes.
he like yeah the big speech is skipped, but when you hear the simplified version of it, it's
Right,
just
where he was
even more
like,
like wait,
Yeah.
what?
yo, when he was like, it's hard being a white man in America. I was like, what?
yeah,
And
I
then
was like,
he
what?
was like, I want
I
to try
want to try
being
being
blue.
blue,
I was like, oh, I
Yeah.
dude.
was like,
I
word.
told Conference off mic. When he said that, I was like, "What the fuck?" And I literally screamed it because I
Yeah.
totally forgot it was 9:30 at night on a Sunday. So my parents were sleeping, and
Mark.
my dad comes downstairs and he's like, "Mark,"
What the
I'm
fuck are
like,
you doing?
he's like, "You're all right?" And I'm like, "No, I'm good. I'm good, man. This just show is so elite. It's so dope."
Well,
And
quit it.
obviously, yeah, he's like, "Well, shut the fuck up. Try to sleep." No, but also I forgot to obviously mention, like right before that moment, Petey goes to go to Looking
Glass.
Glasses,
Yeah.
his house, and he's not there, but a bunch of Seven Cavalry members are there, and they're all dead.
Clap City.
So, yeah, like yo, I just
I
wish we
hope they show.
saw that.
I hope they show
Like,
it, yo. I
yeah,
hope
like
they show it.
I think when we finally see him again, because wherever he is, he's running. I don't know where he is, to be honest. I think he might come in like kind of like last minute and kind of help Angela at her house.
Nah, him and Loop Man are together.
Yo, maybe because Luke Man hasn't been. Nobody knows who the fuck he is and where the fuck he went.
Yeah,
So
I hope they're gonna tie up that loose end. I'm pretty sure they are.
we'll see.
Imagine they just added that there for no reason.
Lindelof just said, "I just wanted to be." Didn't he say like, "I just wanted to be the reason that people search that"?
Oh, that was just for clout.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yo, if that's just for clout, that would be the funniest thing ever.
Yeah, I hope it wasn't for clout because that would be corny. But great
He's like,
marketing.
yeah, that would be the funniest thing ever. That'd be corny as fuck. No, yeah, that would be corny actually. I
But
agree.
yeah,
Uh,
holy
so
shit.
yeah, that happened. I really want to see how the hell he did that shit. Because first of all, that whole attack shifted. They were all in his shelter, not in his house.
Yeah.
Remember when they were walking in the end of
Oh
the other episode?
yeah, they were walking
They
towards
all
his
walked
house.
into his garage. They walked in through his garage. We were walking straight into his house, which is where he was at.
Yeah,
So that whole battle shifted from the house to the shelter. I'm really curious to see how that
Nah,
happened.
what they didn't show us was that he fucking jetted to the fucking to his little safe house. You're like, I gotta hurry up.
yeah, because I'm pretty sure that's where he was before he dipped, obviously. But I'm sure he's all right because
Oh yeah, yeah.
in the previews we
Could
see
be.
that he does have a cut in the mask.
Oh, word?
Yeah, from what the little clip that they showed him.
Spoilers.
Nah, the only shit I seen was the Doctor Manhattan backstory, like trailer.
Yeah, that's the trailer that I saw.
Yo,
Bro.
I cannot
But
wait.
what
But
else?
But
What
we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
so Angela, any interaction between Angela and Lady True was just off the charts dope.
Yeah, Lady
Like
True is another character, like you said, Cloud Friends, where it's her uh and what's her name?
and Lori.
Lori, yeah. Uh they command like every scene they're in, man. Like it's just like they're so good. I've
What
never heard of the actress who plays Lady True, but she is phenomenal.
Hong Chow, I believe it is, or Hong Chu.
Whatever her name
I'm,
is,
I'm
she's amazing.
if I'm bad with English names,
I'm
I'm
bad
gonna
with
be
remembering regular ass names, so that's like
so right.
there's no way.
But
But
yo,
yeah, she's
like
amazing.
with her, I this is why I really love this episode. There was just no bullshit, especially with Lady True. Anything Angela asked her, she told the truth. She was like, "Oh yeah, that's not my daughter. That's my mom." I was like, "Wait, what?" Like
that's
that
crazy.
scene alone was crazy. Like she's implementing her mother's old memories, like little by little in increments. So obviously she doesn't fucking go nuts in this little girl's body.
That's crazy.
But the crazier thing is, she's like, what, or at least what I think is when Angela had asked her, "Oh, so because this is Lady True said, oh, this is my biggest success." And Angela go, and she's like, "I want my parents to be there for it." And she's like, "Oh, so where's your dad?" And Lady True is like, "Oh, he'll be here soon enough." And what I'm thinking is that's Ozymandias. And I don't think it's any secret really that she admires him. She has that golden statue of him. I actually saw a dope comment. What if that is what he's actually like stuck in? Like I know they already said that he's in, uh Jupiter or whatever the fuck. But what if like he's just in that statue? Like that's where his like trap is.
Bro.
Did
Oh,
did did his face change
Who?
on
you
the
see,
statue?
you see what? Yeah, I think it did.
Because like I was thinking about it before. Because like right when he was like frowning or whatever, it zoomed out and then it was frowning on the statue. And I was trying to remember. I was like, did it look like that
I'm
before?
pretty
I
sure it
don't think
did.
so. It might not have. I need to go back
Yo,
and take
come
a
on,
look at that.
guys. I mean, I hope I'm wrong because then that would be crazy.
No, but again, like we don't like it's wild. They said he's being held on the moon, so there's no way he's on that. Like Lindelof or yeah, Lindelof said on the podcast that it's the moon.
Europa, yeah.
What I wanted to say too was Ozymandias, as much as he is a genius, that man is disgusting. That man let out one of the meanest farts I've ever seen.
Yo, that just reminded me of
Nah, I knew you was gonna say some dumb shit like that. That's some shit I would do though too. I'll be like,
exactly.
but like you can just see from like shout out Jeremy Irons, shout out Alfred, just his facial expressions. You can just tell. He's like, yo, I am so much smarter than these people. And he knows for a fact that if any one of them even tries to come touch him hand to hand, he's whooping that ass. So
Washing.
like washing them. So he's like,
They
yo,
could all rush him and take him out though.
maybe.
Bet money.
Maybe?
Bet money right now.
That place was filled. If all of those clones rushed him, that's done. He's done.
Maybe. Yo, I mean, all right.
Wow.
Ozymandias in his prime. would've
How old
watched
is
him
he right?
regardless. Right.
How
That's
old
what
is
I'm
he?
saying. In his prime. Right now, he's
Exactly.
a little older. He probably slowed down. But what I wanted to say is I think that's the last episode we've seen him in there. Because what more can they really do with that, you know? They already, found him guilty of whatever.
Well, clearly they could surprise us.
Yeah,
Because,
clearly.
bro, I got nothing for y'all, bro. I got nothing at all.
But
I think the speech that woman made was actually pretty good, pretty compelling. I was like, wow. The clone made
Crookshanks?
Crookshanks, yeah. I was like, wow, like that's like the most like well spoken I've heard of one of them,
Yeah.
Basically,
true.
yeah. Basically,
I wonder like oh sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm saying like that's a great thesis statement as to why Ozymandias is
Yeah.
a dick, an asshole, a complete piece of shit, but also fucking genius.
Yeah.
Do you guys like you guys saw the wink, obviously, right? That she winked at him at the end
Mm-hmm.
I
of her
think
speech when
I
she
think
sat
it was
down.
more just to be like, yeah, fucking
I
pussy.
think oh, you think so?
Yeah, it was more of a sarcastic wink, like, huh, gotcha. Like dickhead, that's what you get.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes
I'm
sense.
also open to her being in on it. Maybe.
Right.
Yeah,
Same.
I was also open to that too.
That's true. But
But no, that's a good point though. It could be that. It could just be that. But every time I say that, then it's like it turns out to be the first thing.
Yo, put your tinfoil hat away, man.
I'm done.
But yeah, so that was dope.
Angela was hooked up to an elephant.
That was also very meta.
Yes,
wait.
it was.
Did we talk
The
about Lady
elephant
True's
in the room.
daughter?
Yeah.
Lady True's daughter actually her mother.
Yeah, we did.
I just wanted to like touch on that again
Okay.
because that's fucking crazy. like
Yeah, how do you
like
feel about that?
that's some crazy like.
I mean,
It's such a an out there idea. Like I guess like it's such a question where you're like, it's kind of like that metaphorical type shit.
She's
or
so
rhetorical.
smart. She's so book smart that she's very street weird. That it's like I get it. If you had the opportunity, like to have your parents there, but like have them
Right.
as chill, like
That's a really interesting question. Like you're about to do something that's going to change the world. Your parents unfortunately aren't there, but they can be if you do this. Are you going to do it or are you going to like not do it?
But that's
so
it's
like,
an easy market for her to excel in, bro.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
but it's it's I just thought of it as like what would I do in that situation? And like obviously the easy answer for people is like no,
well,
like I'm not going to do that.
At the same time,
when you're in the moment, when you're actually there, I feel like it's totally different. Like it's one of those things where you have to actually be there and like be in that moment where you're saying, which very few of us, actually are, where we're actually be like, okay, this action that I'm going to do right now is going to change the world in a major way, in a major scale. You
Uh-huh.
know, so like, and do I want my parents here with me to see that? Obviously, yeah, I do. But but are you willing to do that? Like that's wild.
But
It
my thing is too, we have to remember what she said, where she was like, when she was explaining the procedure, her mom is still getting all her old memories back. I'm wondering if she'll ever be like, "Oh, these are my memories. Like now I fully can remember," you know? Or
I think the child is starting, or the mother is starting to suspect it.
right, because she told Angela,
She's
she's like,
around
"Yeah,
it so much.
I had a dream, I had
Yeah.
a weird
I-
dream that I was, an old lady."
She says it's recurring. It's a recurring dream.
So at the same time, it's like if Lady True knows eventually she'll be her mom again, then maybe it is worth it at the end of the day, you know?
it's
But
still a
will she
crazy
though?
concept.
That's because, like, think about it. If you were getting memories of yourself when you're about to die, when you're this age now, is that gonna change your personality and how
I
you?
I have no fucking idea because I will never experience it.
But it has to,
Nah, but
right?
it's a hell of a question to ask though, bro. Because like,
It's still a great
Crazy,
question,
yeah.
regardless of whether you can answer or not. I mean,
It's
I think
wild.
it's like such an interesting question. So like, I just wanted to touch on that again, just because it was insane.
that's
Yeah.
nuts, man.
When that happened, it literally blew my mind.
Would you like? I don't know how y'all feel about that, but there's we're gonna get deep here now. I think
Okay.
that like how take how what Ultron says about death, like death gives life meaning. So I think that's kind of weird because Lady True looks crazy from the outside looking in, but
Mhm.
then also when you actually sit down and think, you're like, oh wow, like that's really dope. Yeah,
Yeah, and you can see where she says, "I'm going to do this," you know, "I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this."
yeah, but
Like,
then the thing is that how far are you gonna take it now? Like that's what makes her even more
right,
kind of on the crazy
where
side
you
because
draw
it's
that
like
line.
exactly because unless she found out a way to keep herself young and immortal, what's she gonna do? Have her parents, I guess, raise her again? Like that's crazy because then the cycle starts again. Whoa,
That's a good point too.
that's a bomb.
Yeah, we'll see where they take it. I'm sure if we don't have questions answered now, if they do have a season 2, they'll answer it of this whole little
Well,
thing.
I don't know if they're going to answer that to the to
No, no, not to the full
to.
extent, but like we'll at least get a better idea of how it works because she only briefly touched upon it.
I guess, yeah, that's true.
But damn, there was just so much this episode. Jesus.
So yeah, now we're on to
The
the
elephant
elephant.
in the room. I think that was just a metaphor. Like that was just
Great.
Lindelof being
That was so meta.
like, hey,
I
there's
was
an
yeah,
elephant in the room.
the
Let's
memories,
address it.
longest, the animal with the longest memory or
That's
the best memory.
crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy because clearly, assuming in Lady True's um R&R, or I mean in her R&D department for nostalgia, they found out that I guess through their studies that using I guess data and information gathered from how elephants hold memory to then apply that to nostalgia, the drug.
Holy shit! I didn't think of that. I was
Oh,
I never want
I thought
I never want to look things up. You know, when I first see a show, like
yeah.
for like at least a day or two, just because I want to sit with it and see if I can figure it out on my own.
Oh, I picked that up right
And
away.
I didn't pick that up. I was like, I thought it was like, I was like, okay, elephants have a long. I was like, I didn't see how it was cleansing her brain though. I didn't get that.
Yeah, I love
Like,
that little like commercial Lady True implanted
Dude,
in her
dude.
sleep.
yeah, like
Imagine
imagine if every procedure was like that, easy, like or like a doctor could do that. Like, yo, you have questions? All right, cool. Hold on.
Like,
Let me,
be patient.
like,
Yo, let me see your
yeah,
arm. Let me see
yeah,
your arm.
word. You know how
It's like,
annoying
and it's like,
you know
it's
how
like,
annoyed doctors must be like when people say, I read online that this, and they're like,
Oh my
so you know
god.
everything now.
Word. Let me see your arm.
Great.
Let me see your arm.
Yeah, exactly.
Angel was like, don't do
did
that shit
online-
again.
Did Google tell you that? All right.
But
It
that
was
ain't it.
it was
But,
dope.
and going back, so yeah, the elephant in the room, everything got aired out. So we know the Seventh Cavalry's plan. Their plan is to find Dr. Manhattan. I'm assuming they already know who he is.
Yeah, they do because they were outside of Angela's house
Right. And they want to
to
kill
kill
him
him.
and take his powers to world domination. Right.
God.
Dude, like what a plan. Like, bruh. They
And then
said being president of the United States just seemed pretty small fry. What? Like,
Yeah.
that's
no,
wild.
but the thing that's so meta again about the show, and I feel like again it's just Lindelof just poking, like just not gaslighting, but like stoking the fire at least, because he goes, who I don't remember who said this line of dialogue, but it was Lady True. Imagine white supremacists with that kind of power. With
Yeah.
Dr. Manhattan's power. Like,
Right.
Yeah, it's fucking terrifying.
The
and then
power
she
of
says,
God.
well, that's exactly what I'm trying to do, saving humanity. So
Yeah,
now
I know you told me not to say it,
exactly.
but I'm trying to
Right.
save the fucking world.
Exactly. And again, it's the show kind of flipping, like, again, the tone and
Yep.
the satire on its head, because it's like, yeah, this is kind of wacky and all that, but then at the end of the day, it's like, yo, this is some serious shit as well. So
Yeah. This show does such a great job of doing exactly that. You know, like taking insane shit. You're like, what the fuck? Like squids falling out of the sky, and then like all
Elephants.
elephants, being hooked up to human beings, like all this stuff, and like, but then taking real life elements, kind of stitching it all in place of cliche or whatever. It does it in such a way where you're like, wow, like I didn't even think about it like that.
Right.
You know?
And now also we know Lady Drew's plan with Will. So they've been working together, and again, alluding to what Ozymandias always says, not Ozymandias in the show, you Ozymandias, Ariel.
no.
You always say a team up is coming, and it's true. You know,
Yep.
we're gonna have Angela, we're gonna have Lady True, we're gonna have Will, obviously now Dr. Manhattan, and well, I don't even think him, to be honest, because like Mark always says, Seven Cavalry, y'all might be done for once he sees y'all. So, and then Lori Blake, who I'm sure is gonna get in the loop, or already knows what Lady Drew's plan is and Will's plan,
Yeah.
and Looking Glass. But what I wanted to say now too is, yeah, now we can get into the nitty gritty and the Cal is fucking Dr. Manhattan. What the fuck?
This is that I'm gonna drop a bomb.
Yeah,
just
that's
for that. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, that's when the moment when Angela and Lady True were talking about his car accident.
Whoa.
And how he's like, and she's like, oh, total amnesia like never happens.
Right.
Like never happened. Like she kept on like pretty much stressing that point.
She's saying, look,
so I was like,
me as a doctor, I'm telling you, it doesn't exist.
Me, the creator of this memory drug and all this stuff that helps you with your memory, total amnesia never happens. Like, and I was like, oh shit.
And now
I was like,
now it makes sense too.
Yeah.
Why Lori always used to hit on him.
Yeah, she was like, wow,
God.
yeah, he's so fine. Yeah, like whatever. Like
Dude.
she like it's crazy in the sense that it's just like like um when she said that, I was like, okay, maybe it's something else, you know? Because I'm like they're alluding to Doctor Manhattan a lot in this episode. Like I'm like, there's no way, you know? Like I was like, no, but maybe,
But
you know,
maybe,
but maybe like
because who
so.
knows?
Then when they found out, you know, obviously another thing I thought was very interesting was that she was the one. She's been watching all the Doctor Manhattan booths where you know you see Laurie in there talking and just being like, you know,
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. But when Lady True and Angela were talking there in that room, she said, you know, oh, he's alive or he's here and he's hiding as a normal person, whatever. And Angela just starts trying to leave, and she's like, I just told you that Doctor Manhattan is disguised as a human being, and you did not even bat an eye or ask me who he is.
Right.
Like, and then I was like, oh shit, it's him. That's when I was like, no fucking way. I
Dude.
was like, it's Cal. And then she goes home, and then you see that shit, and then she fucking clocks him.
Right.
Like,
Imagine your girl coming up to you and going, "Hey, baby, it's time to come out the tunnel."
I was
Hey,
like,
hey,
huh?
hey, hey.
Hey,
What are
hey,
you?
hey,
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 hey.
Hey,
hey, hey.
hey, hey, hey.
What are you talking? What are you talking about, Shorty? And she's like, hey, you wanted this. This was your idea.
Slow down there,
Yo,
Buckaroo.
yo,
So
chill.
wait, but before we get into, because that is another thing in its own. I just wanted to point out uh Angela's childhood before we get into that,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
struggles that she faced, you know, with being in
Oh my
Vietnam,
god.
and
That was fucked up, man.
her
She
parents
couldn't
got,
catch a break,
she really
bro.
couldn't. Her parents got palmed up. But before,
But,
even before that, we see where she gets her identity from the
yeah.
Sister Night, you know, tape.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, parents get that, and then she gets put into like a foster home, and
Where the fucking foster mother's like a complete asshole.
yeah,
It's basically a fucking sweatshop that she works at.
right,
And
exactly.
then you see,
Creating Doctor Manhattan like figures and
yeah.
shit like that. So it's, you
Pretty
know,
ironic.
and then yeah,
And
her grandma, who is Will's
yo,
wife,
but when they
wife
when they
comes in.
found the bomber, like or one of the bombers, and she's like, "Oh, can I listen?" I was like, "Yo,
I like
she's
that. I like that.
already
Right, exactly.
she's
Already shows
already
she don't fuck around. Like I'm not. Even as a kid, she didn't fuck around. When I grow up, I ain't gonna fuck around. Like
or
ain't nobody fucking with me. But yeah, and then her grandma, you know, collapses dead before getting in a taxi back to Oklahoma. So yeah,
okay, yeah. I,
yeah,
I thought I thought it was like another heart attack, right? Is that what you thought?
yeah. At first, I'm like, did the taxi driver like fucking stab her? Or something
That's what
like
I thought. I was like, hey, yo, did this guy? Why do they hate her? like, like now it just seems like very
Nah,
centralized.
yeah, I think she just
Like,
had a heart attack.
but yeah, she had a heart attack. That's what I assumed
Yeah,
too.
because if I played the scene back,
Right,
and you can see like her
because he like ran
clenching
away.
her chest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think he
I,
ran away to get help. He was
to
trying
get
to get
help,
help.
yeah, to like get a call, like call somebody. Like that's what I figured. It's like, and he didn't have any blood on her or anything like that. And they would have like stopped and like shown the knife for like a second, you know,
Yeah.
Right.
or if he like stabbed her or
It's
shot her or
still
whatever.
fucked up, bro. Like
Yeah.
Oh yeah, regardless, such a crazy childhood. Like,
And I love too that because she was still fighting the nostalgia, like it was it was confused, like it wasn't confusing, but it would show her some of her memories and then some of her grandfather's memories. And I thought like the transition between those scenes were just dope.
yeah,
And,
yeah.
you know,
A lot of like shows. I feel like there's something I didn't write down, but I'm glad you brought it up. Um, was a lot of things I see in shows now is like, oh, they'll be going through like a, you know, they'll have some kind of like sickness or a poison in one episode, you know, and
uh,
next episode will pick up right after they take the cure or whatever that would be,
and then
and then
that's
it's
that.
all gone.
Yeah.
It's done. Like But I love how it's like, like she's like rebounding off of the side effects and shit. Like that was cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
you
like,
like the consistency, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Like it's not like, oh
it's not like
yeah,
a one
you're
and,
good
not like a
now.
one and done. Yeah.
Yeah, because like she took an entire bottle of nostalgia. Like
Shorty OD.
Facts.
seriously,
Like literally.
OD,
Oh,
like
D.
literally. So
And it could just be that next episode will just be like regular flashbacks, but it could also be from the nostalgia too that she has these memories of Cal when they first met, when he was Dr. Manhattan. Well, not Cal. I'm sorry, not Cal. Abar, John.
John,
But
the watchmaker's son.
so yeah. Speaking of that, so at Strange Harbors on Twitter pointed out that the guy who created like the dildo, the big blue dildo that she had, Lori had,
Yeah.
it's called Excalibur.
Ah.
And X
No,
as
let
she's in Dr. Manhattan's X and Cal Abar. So Excalibur.
Wow.
Excalibur. He's like, I see what you did there, Lindelof.
fucking
But
wild.
that is wild. And another thing too is just so okay, right, we get the scene where Cal seems confused of what's going on. So she splits this man's dome piece. So was Cal's body just the shell for Dr. Manhattan then?
That's what it sounds like. It's or that's what it looked like. You know,
Because
she kind of
she got that ring that you were talking about, and the ring seems like it's the same thing that's on his head.
Which is a hydrogen atom. I was gonna get
Right.
to that.
Yeah.
So that's what that was, right?
dude. This is not in the book. This is
Obviously,
all
clearly
new.
not.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just as lost as you are right now,
Guys,
man.
My mind is blown because I'm here expecting like, all right, this is weird. Like the situation itself, like when she first like confronted him,
Uh-huh.
Right.
and I'm like, oh, she must be tripping, like tripping
Right.
balls off the
She about to
nostalgia.
kill her husband off some
Yeah.
dumb shit.
And I'm like, yo, she's really about to clap Black Manta for no reason.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I was like, if he's not, at this point, I was like, all right, it's like I'm 99% sure that it's Dr. Manhattan right now, but this wouldn't be the first time I watched the show and I thought something was gonna happen. It didn't. So I was like, if she's not actually, or if he's not actually Dr. Manhattan, and she just ends up killing this shit, I would be like, that's kind of lame. But thank God it's not where it went.
Thank God. But yeah, so we're all just as lost as one another, I guess, then. But I'm assuming
So
from, reading and watching things that that's why we posted that meme earlier, the Robert Downey Jr. in Tropical Thunder. It's like, I'm the dude playing the dude.
John's another dude. Yeah.
So
Like
it's John, German American white boy who well, yeah, exactly. So German American white boy who becomes Dr. Manhattan, and we all know the story in the graphic novel. And then because he still wants to stay on Earth, we see that he in the flashback trailer, like in the trailer for the next episode, he meets Angela, I'm assuming in Vietnam.
Yeah, which puts a whole new spin on the logic behind his the love triangle bochincha that happened
Right.
in the comics.
Yeah.
Like what he said,
that's what I was gonna get at too.
like when he's just like, she's like, you don't love me, and he's like, well, I don't know, like I just love who, like I just, and I'm like,
it just happens.
it just happens.
It's happening right now.
And I'm-
That's
Yo,
like, wow.
imagine as a dude saying that to a girl, bro.
I know, right?
Yeah,
Like-
so, and it's like,
Yo, I'm about to start writing down Dr. Manhattan lines.
but,
Yeah, pick up lines by Dr. Manhattan.
Word. So
But
it's lit.
you can see Lori's always calling out to him, on those phone booths, and he, we see Lady True's like, yeah, he doesn't answer any one of them. Why? Because motherfucker is here in Tulsa. He ain't on damn Mars. And it's, we get that. So in the again, back to the flashbacks of the next episode, they meet in Vietnam, but the incident, obviously, that Ozymandias, you know, doesn't occur yet. It didn't happen yet. So I'm assuming when that happened and he was like, yo, I need a dip. Angela was like, nah, how about you just disguise yourself as
It was John's idea though.
Oh, okay, right. So he'll be like, I'll disguise myself that way. I don't have to leave, and we can still be together. Now the issue,
I really want to know how that happened.
right now,
Because
now the issue is, how doesn't he remember this stuff? And because she was like, there was no accident, nothing happened. So I like, obviously they're gonna explain it, but I'm just curious right now. I just want to know now. Like the next episode should just drop like right now. But I guess
Yo, HBO, chill.
I need it.
yeah, no, it's like I think it's like it acted as like a reset almost. Like because they were playing it off like, okay, I think he did actually have total amnesia, but it wasn't obviously from an accident or a head injury or anything like that. I think it was just more of like I guess maybe a side effect of doing whatever he did.
Yeah,
You know, I don't know again, like because they said he can't shapeshift and he didn't shapeshift because if he did shapeshift, he would have just automatically, you know, returned to his normal form. But she had to literally split his head open and dig in and get the hydrogen atom. So
right, and then she goes,
now,
baby, we're in trouble. Meaning
and
whoever
then
was inside the body knows what's going on. Or like
exactly.
it's right.
So I was thinking, I was like, what if he was like like Cal was like a clone or something, and they just stuck the hydrogen atom in the clone.
Bro,
That's a
sure.
real good.
Well, I don't know.
Right. Right, sure. I guess. Yo,
I mean,
I'm just happy. You know what I want to say? Because at least I know Dr. Manhattan has something to do with something.
yeah,
Indirectly. Just indirectly. He has something to do with
yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah. That's the only explanation I could think of because I was like, those clones, based on what we've seen, can be made into grown-ups in seconds. When they do, they have lesser brain function. So all that we really need is some kind of, foreign thing in their head, kind of just telling them what to do and what to say. So I think that the hydrogen atom would then act as that if you stick it in their brain or something, I guess. So
Okay.
that's
Interesting. I like
that's
that.
my reasoning for that theory. I don't know. Obviously, it's probably not right, but we'll see.
Yo, shout out my guy, Ya.
Yeah, yeah,
Yo, shout out to you, Black Manta.
yeah, for real,
Because
for real.
this is gonna skyrocket
Yo,
his career.
Dr. Manhattan shouted us out on his story, bro.
Facts. Big facts. But here's my thing. Like,
Right.
this dude, like, I did going into it, I was like, okay, he's gonna be a side character to Regina King's main character. Nah, no.
I mean, he still is. He still is.
He is much bigger than Regina King's character.
That's not true.
Yo, chill, my
very
guy.
true.
No way.
That is
Listen,
not true.
Dr. Manhattan is very much a six man in all this.
Thank you.
Don't do that, bro.
All right, I'm logging off. Good night.
Yo, are we only not any disrespect to Dr. Manhattan?
Nah,
The
y'all
thing
just
is,
bugging right now.
who do we spend just because we found out that Dr. Manhattan is Cal? Now all of a sudden Cal is the main character.
No, I'm not saying he's the main character. I'm
So
saying
what is he?
He has become the main focus of the show now. By far.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's different
plot-wise.
Oh,
though.
all right. Oh, all right. So release the Snyder cut. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Release the Snyder cut.
Yo, take a breath. Take a breath.
Nah, eat my ass.
Take a breath, buddy. Calm
Nah.
down. Uh,
I
no,
need,
but
need to take a
you
breath.
could.
You remember a couple episodes ago? Your ass would have sit the fuck down, keep breathing in our microphones and shit.
All right, that was like 20 episodes ago. That was a good point though. So
Well, man, sit your ass down.
anyway, uh, there's a difference between being like the main focus of like the plot, and then being like a side character. I think that he is a side character right now, but but he just happens to be the focus right now of like the story. But who this story actually revolves around is Angela, which then makes her the main character.
Right.
I listen. Whatever, dude. I hope your theory's right.
Either way,
Either way
yeah.
is lit. Like,
it's dope.
Greatest show on television.
Facts.
Name me a better show right now. Oh, all right.
that's on TV currently.
I'm not even going. Yeah, that's on TV currently airing.
Oh, dude, Legends of Tomorrow.
I knew he was
Black
gonna say that.
Lightning. Black Lightning.
So
Oh
that's it.
no,
Anything
hold
else
on.
on the docket?
Before I just think this is awesome. Pedro Pascal, the Mandalorian, tweeted today, "The only way I know how to describe Watchmen is that it feels better than I even deserve it to be." So shout out to the Mandalorian himself shouting out Watchmen.
Super
And
meta.
there's a picture of little baby Yoda with the teacup, but it says HBO on it. The little teacup. I don't know if that's like allowed, but but there you go.
It's lit.
It was awesome.
Just good content on Fridays, on Sundays. We got Star
And
Wars
for our
this
followers on Tuesdays, because that's when we drop our podcast.
month. Right.
Yo, this episode's so good. I'm about to drop tonight. Fuck it.
Facts. But yeah, no real news has dropped at all.
There's going to be news dropping this week, I think.
Yes, there's a Black Widow trailer most likely dropping tomorrow.
And a look
And-
at Wonder Woman 84 sometime this week, too.
Yeah, on Sunday.
Apparently.
And probably another Birds of Prey trailer on Sunday because there is a Comic-Con going on in Brazil.
Oh, in Brazil. That's right.
So we are probably going to have a lot to discuss, even though Ozymandias here does not watch trailers.
We're going to spoil it all for him.
We're
You
gonna
don't want to miss it.
Spoil it all.
You do not want to miss it.
Well, it's all good. I'll just like go away from the mic and take my headphones off. Yeah, just text me when you're done talking about it.
Yeah, totally.
But that's it. Nothing else on the docket.
No, sir.
All right, y'all. Thanks for coming through. Remember that no Thursday show this week either, I think, because that's a lot back to back.
What you mean? We didn't have one last week.
Chill. I'm still on Thanksgiving break.
All right, copy.
Nah, but yeah, thanks for coming through and chilling. Please look forward to I mean, if y'all don't listen to, like, if y'all don't have any podcast apps or whatever, and y'all do want to hear from us, like on any app that you primarily use, like YouTube, for example. I know we've been kind of slacking on that end. That's on me. But I will have the last 12 episodes uploaded to YouTube within the next 2 weeks. So just keep a lookout for that, guys. And yeah, that's it.